Hey, welcome back. Thanks for being with me. Hope you enjoyed all the episodes this week. And if this is one of the first times you've listened, glad to have you with us. Love to have you subscribe. Go to jeffheggie.com and you can subscribe there, or go to Apple Podcasts or any of those places and subscribe. Love to have you do that. So yesterday I mentioned that I posted at jeffheggie.com an article, The 5 Ways I Stayed Productive During Quarantine. And I talked about a couple of those ways yesterday. One was getting up early and 2 was exercising. And the other 3 I want to just touch on today. And in different episodes, I've talked a little bit about them. And so I'm just going to go through them a little bit. I think I'll go in more detail in the other episodes. But 1 is journaling, 2 is block time, and then I'll talk about the 3rd one at the end. But when we look at journaling, I've always been someone that's kept a personal journal throughout my life, but that's not what I mean. And what I do every morning, and I've talked about it in quite a bit of detail in some of our episodes, is journaling to the point where I'm going through every week, looking at what the plans are, getting those plans figured out, what my priorities are, and what my must-do tasks are every day. But the biggest part about it is I've got 10 questions that I ask myself every day. And the ones that I kind of talk about in the article is, the first one is, one thing I can get excited about today is, and writing that down. A situation that might stress me out or trip me up today could be, and the way my best self would deal with it. And so those are some examples of some questions. And then one that I really like, and I've actually talked about this a few times, is one thing I could do today that is a little outside my comfort zone today is. And that's something that, when you're answering that question every day, how can you get outside your comfort zone? It's pretty powerful practice. But then another great part about this journaling practice is when it comes to the end of the day, you're going to go through it again and you've got more questions. Questions such as, a moment that I really appreciated today was, something I realized or learned today was, I could have made today even better if. So something I encourage you to do. We talk every Monday, we're talking about what are the things you have to accomplish this week to make it a success. If you figure those things out and you start looking at it every morning in a journal and documenting it and planning your days that way, you're going to find a lot more success, I feel. The other item was block time, and we've talked about that before, and that is really setting time aside where you have no distractions and you can spend 50-60 minutes just focused on that one thing, with no interruptions, no email, no social media, no phone calls, nothing, and really focus on getting those things accomplished. And one of the things that I talk about in the article as well is, you might think, well, I've got this big job that I want to get accomplished. I'm going to block 3 hours and I'm just going to put my head down and go. Well, your body needs the break. And I would say probably about at the 50-minute mark, you need to have an alarm that gives you some indication that you need a break. Get up, get a drink of water, get moving around, those sort of things. Free up your mind, and then you can get back at it in another 10 minutes or so. But make sure you are taking those breaks as well. Now, the other thing, and this is my secret that I discovered in quarantine, that is one of the best tools I have. And you see one in this ear here if you're watching it on video. Noise canceling headphones. They are the greatest thing ever I've discovered in quarantine. With all the family home in quarantine, it's been great. But when you're trying to set block time aside and focus, there can be distractions. And my office, for example, I don't have a door on it. It goes directly out into the kitchen. And so noise canceling headphones, my wife gave me the AirPods Pro for my birthday, and they have been wonderful. And even if you're working in an office space, I think it's something that would be a benefit to be able to just block everything out. So during your block time, you can really focus on things and get things done. It's worth a try. I found them to be very beneficial. I used them a lot as I was creating my Marketing Accelerated course, and it was a real benefit for me. So that post is on jeffheggie.com. Go check it out, see everything else we've got there. Thanks again for being with me. And if you're on any of the podcasts, Apple, Google, whatever they are, please like this episode, share it with someone you know. Love to have you do that. Talk to you again tomorrow.